City.
Actually, that's spot on.
It is spot on.
All the competition that try to compete.
Everything is spot on.
Welcome back, you guys, to SOS. We have a new episode of My Point Exactly. Got some of my favorite people in the building here with me today. I got Anthony, Trey, Darian. What's up, my people?
How you doing, big dog? How you doing?
Man, we holding it down. Holding it down. Blessed, man. Blessed and highly favored. How y'all doing? Y'all good?
I'm great.
Doing
It's
good.
been a good week.
No,
It's been a good week.
When Trey either change the clothes or stop throwing that X up, bro. You making me mad. I'm
Nah,
trying
hey
to-
man, it's for my boy Dez, but it's also for my boy King T'Challa.
Wakanda forever.
Love,
Rest in
love.
peace,
Respect.
Chadwick Boseman.
Respect.
All right, well, let's jump into today's segment. Our first question. Out of the four conference contenders that we had last year in the NFL season, who do you guys think is most likely to repeat as a conference contender?
I'll take it from the jump. You have Tennessee, the Chiefs. I would say Baltimore because that's why I don't think Tennessee's going to make it, but I'll get into that in a second. You have Tennessee, the Chiefs, you have the Packers, and you have the 49ers. So of those four, the two that I think have the best chance to make it back to the conference championship is the 49ers and the Chiefs. I think they're two of the four best teams in the NFL. I want to say that we were all on this call. I don't think Trey was there, but we were all talking on the call where we named our top five, and we all had Kansas City and the 49ers in it. So I think those are the two clear examples. With Tennessee, I'm not sold. I'm not sold that Derrick Henry can carry that team as far as he did last year for the sustainable. I used to be a big Derrick Henry critiquer. He's earned my respect. But at the same time, I do not believe that he will be able to carry that team as far as they need to go. We'll need to see Ryan Tannehill get even better. So, and when you talk about the Packers, in my opinion, the Packers they made it there, but they were not one of the two best teams in the conference that year. I think that they were 13-3 and they deserved to be 13-3. But at the same time, you look at them, they had big holes at the number 2 receiver position. They did not make any attempt to make that better in the draft. They picked up Devin Funchess. Devin Funchess is not a number 2 receiver. So if
He opted out too.
He opted out, right? That's what
He opted out.
So that's what I thought. So now they are even thinner. I've talked to my Packer friends about it multiple times. I don't see that hole being able to be on a team of their caliber to make it there. And then you also add into the fact that Aaron Jones had a fantastic year last year, one that's going to be hard to duplicate. I feel like the Packers offense will take a step down slightly. And that's why I have those two not being able to make it to the conference championship this year.
I don't know if the Packers are gonna make the playoffs.
You a smart man.
Let's
Smart man, right?
let's delve deep into this. When we talk about the Titans and the Packers, the Titans, something about the AFC has gotten so weak over the last couple of years. It's top heavy, but it's just so weak towards that middle and that bottom. And Tennessee does not make the playoffs in the NFC, but they definitely make it in the AFC. So there's a chance that they make the playoffs again. I don't see them. They're not going to run into like a New England who is there because of one player. So they're not going to be able to run through them. And I don't see Lamar Jackson taking more steps back. So I don't see Tennessee beating the Ravens anytime in the playoffs. They're not beating the Chiefs. So that's just that was kind of a Cinderella story. Derrick Henry having a historic playoffs. The Packers were the worst 13-3 team I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how they were winning games. Like, it just was, you would look, they would be losing, then you would go watch SportsCenter, and somehow they didn't win. But for me, One, you're going to have a disgruntled Aaron Rodgers, and that can give you two things. That can give you 10 wins, or that could give you 5 wins. If he is disgruntled negatively, where he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to take it serious, or you can get the I'm trying to prove something Aaron Rodgers, and he may have a potential. He's an MVP candidate for me right now. Potentially, I'm still debating to see how he actually reacts to them signing a quarterback in the first round. I mean, drafting a quarterback in the first round, moving up to get a quarterback in the first round. So for me, the Packers might mess around and be 9-7, 8-8.
Let me respond to that real quick before you say something, Trey. Hope I ain't cut you off from nothing great. But I do agree that they weren't the best 13-3 team, and I think it came from their level of competition. I think that's why I say they deserved it, because of who they played. They beat up on some lesser talent. They were. That's why I'm confident in saying they were not one of the 2 best teams in that conference. But go ahead, Trey. I won't take no thunder from you.
You got jokes?
I didn't know the punchline. I don't want to take nothing from you, brother. Houston.
You got jokes, dog.
My bad. I just be dropping bars on accident, dog.
But I'm gonna ride my boy Patty. I'm the president of the fan club. He gonna go. I think he can lead his team back to the Super Bowl because that team uber talented. They took care of everybody this offseason. They paid him. They paid the GM. They paid the coach. They paid Kelsey, and they paid Chris Jones. So I think the locker room right now is happy. They got good synergy, and I don't think Patty's. He's not full. He's hungry for more. They got the rings today. He said, not satisfied, let's run it back. And that's the type of mentality you need to keep winning. That Tom Brady mentality. Don't never get satisfied. Just keep winning. And I think right now they're the best team in the AFC. He's 2-0 against Lamar Jackson, who to me the second best team in the AFC. And I know that everybody in his division loaded up on offense. I just don't with him and Andy Reid and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I think he's going to be a great addition to that team. Bring back like the Kareem Hunt type vibes. You do everything, run and catch. I think out of those 4 teams, close second would be San Francisco. They got everything, but like Anthony said, the NFC is way tougher. You can have a great roster and not make the playoffs. Case in point to my Cowboys last year, great roster, didn't make the playoffs.
Won't make it again.
Hey, that's another topic for another day. We're gonna stick with these 4 teams.
We could say that clip.
I think y'all kind of sleep on the Titans. I don't think they're gonna make the championship game, but they can make the playoffs. I feel like they're the best team in that division. Ryan Tannehill, once they switched over to Ryan Tannehill, he unlocked their offense. He was a top 5 fantasy quarterback down the stretch. That's how I judge football a lot of time by fantasy. You got Derrick Henry. Hey, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown will take the next step because he was a rookie receiver with 1,000 yards last year. Adoree Jackson, up and coming cornerback. He one of the top rated cornerbacks on Pro Football Focus. And then the Packers, I don't think they're gonna do nothing. I think it's because from what I've been hearing behind the scenes, Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers. Well, Matt LaFleur hates Aaron Rodgers. They don't like each other. That's why he drafted Jordan Love. He don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Who does Aaron Rodgers like?
I don't think his own brother don't like him.
They have a chance. They have a chance, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you look at the bottom 2 teams. I'm gonna tell you why. The bottom 2 teams, you got the Lions. The Lions ain't really that good. You know.
I'm believing in the Lions.
Escaping my mind. The Bears. The Bears are not. I don't expect the Bears to be that good either.
The Bears can beat the Packers, though. That defense can beat the Packers by itself.
Are they gonna beat everybody else? They might sneak again.
That doesn't matter. All they need is to put a couple losses on the Packers for the Vikings to win the division, and then that means the Packers are making the playoffs.
I think that the Bears can beat the Vikings as well. The Bears can sneak a game off of somebody. I don't think that the Vikings are head and shoulders above I don't even think they're neck and neck with the Packers. I think the Packers have a slight edge.
The Vikings better than the Packers.
I completely disagree.
The Vikings don't have a secondary that you know about. Like
The Packers about to play their first place
safeties are
schedule,
good,
man.
but their corners, you literally don't know. They're unproven commodities. I can't sit here and tell you.
Did Xavier Rhodes get traded?
He's gone. He's with the Colts now.
He's with the Colts.
But
Yeah. He was thinking of the joint last year anyway. But they picked up Jeff Gladney out of TCU, who I like, but he's still a rookie. And I don't even remember who's on the other side. They have too unproven a commodity for me to tell you that they are just better than the Packers.
How many unproven commodities do they have in that front seven?
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna tell you. You know what helps the secondary?
Pressure.
Pass rush. They just picked up Ngakoue from Jacksonville.
I just mentioned that.
Trust me.
You pair them up
will
with
be as
Horner.
effective if your corners are not that good. They go hand in hand.
Name me 5 potential all-pro defenders on the Packers. Who's finna just be a defensive stopper on the? Give me 2.
I like Alexander. And I
can get you 2. I can get you 2. I can get you 2. Jair Alexander, Zadarius Smith. I can give you 2. Maybe not 5.
I do not think that defense will be any good next year. They lost a lot of pieces.
The Packers?
Yes.
I would argue that the Vikings' losses may be just as significant as the Packers.
No.
But the Packers for that first place schedule, they got to play San Francisco, they got to play New Orleans, and they got to play Philly. Last year, I think they played like a third place schedule because they wasn't good the year before.
They got the Cowboys, the Falcons, and who was in the Seahawks.
They could lose to the Cowboys and the Falcons.
That's the Vikings you're speaking about.
They gonna lose to the Cowboys.
The second place, y'all talking about how stacked the NFC is. The second place schedule in the NFC is not weak. I just named you. They're playing the second place teams were the Seahawks, the Falcons, who you never know what you're gonna get with them. They could be good. They could be how they were last year. So you got the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Vikings, and who's in that other and the Cowboys. So that second place schedule is not weak. It's just as difficult as that first place.
Yeah, but I got a feeling that the Packers are probably going to go like 0-4 against the first place schedule, though. Who are they beating? They're not beating the Saints. They're not beating San Francisco.
They could beat the Eagles. I feel pretty comfortable in saying they could beat the Eagles.
That'd be a good game.
Okay, you got that one. 1-3. My apologies.
So the Vikings could lose to the Cowboys. They could.
They're gonna lose to the Cowboys. Everybody loses to the Cowboys.
They could
be quiet.
I expect them to lose to the
segment.
Seahawks. I expect them to lose to the Seahawks. So you're telling them both can go 1-2, and then maybe they can beat the Falcons. That's 1-2 on both the Green Bay.
I have faith in them beating the Falcons.
I have faith in them beating the Eagles. So I guess where are you?
But the Packers not good, dog. Come on.
You're kind of. And then it's a disgruntled Aaron Rodgers, and I also Trey. I wanna dispute your little tangent on the Titans. I'm not gonna let you slide. Like you mentioned You mentioned a whole bunch of people that are gonna elevate their game. There's one person who got paid that probably isn't gonna get any better. And do I need to mention his name? He's the leader and the quarterback of the team. Ryan Tannehill will not get any better than he is now. And if they give him any more throws, they're going to lose more games. So why would you mention the wide receivers? If they give Tannehill the ball, they're going to lose.
All Tannehill got to do is do what he did last year, man. When he became a starting quarterback, they started winning games.
No.
When he became a starting quarterback, they started winning games.
He's going to need to do more. He's going to need to do more.
Not to make the playoffs. 17 make the playoffs.
Are you telling me NFL teams do not figure it out? He came in late. Okay.
He played like 8 games.
Exactly. And nobody did. It takes a little bit longer to figure a team's new scheme out with a new quarterback. But don't you think the offseason they've been probably started to figure that out? Ryan Tannehill has never been good anywhere. He had one half a season halfway decent, and he got half of a quarterback contract. So we cannot sit here and act like he's going to be a whole quarterback. He's not. Ryan Tannehill is not a whole quarterback.
Ryan Tannehill is.
All right, so hold on, guys. So as a whole, all y'all do agree on the AFC being the Chiefs, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We agree NFC being San Francisco.
But the NFC, But the NFC, y'all tied between.
We all agree that Green Bay ain't gonna make it, and the Titans ain't gonna make it. We just kind of disagree on the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, on the reasoning why.
And I think y'all putting a little too much sauce on the Packers. I still got them coming out the North personally.
We thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Be sure to check out more shows here on this YouTube page, such as SOS Discussions or My Point Exactly. And most of all,
keep watching Spot On Sports.
it's a new wave of sports that's sweeping the nation. We're not just accurate, it's spot on.